Hey guys, Ben here and welcome back to another video on Smallville. We got more to talk about in regards to Smallville returning because we got more comments in different articles. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, please be sure to leave a like and a comment and subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future DCTV videos later this year. Okay guys, so I wasn't expecting to make another Smallville video. Shout out to all of you who watched my recent Smallville video. It totally popped off. I really appreciate you guys. But in today's video, we're going to kind of continue on from there because we've got two articles to break down. One article is to do with a Smallville sequel that is not the TV show, the animated show that we were talking about the other day, but it's in fact a different type of sequel that Michael Rosenbaum has talked about. He's actually got some interview quotes that we're going to be breaking down in today's video, so that's going to be really interesting. You guys are going to want to stick around for that. Plus also we got some comments from an ex-Arrowverse showrunner in regards to Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor potentially returning to the Arrowverse. So that was his idea at the time. We're going to break that down. So now let's go ahead and break down these articles. So first things first, what you guys have come here for. Michael Rosenbaum would consider a Smallville movie. This is the title of the article from Krypton's site. The original article is from Screen Rant, so you can read that article and Craig's article at Krypton's site. Big shout out to Craig, he was in the live stream the other day. Really appreciate all you do at Krypton's site. But yeah, breaking down his article, he said Screen Rant today posted an extensive interview with Michael Rosenbaum where he talks about his role as Lex Luthor on Smallville, as well as his podcasting empire, which includes Inside of You with Michael Rosenbaum and Talkville. Talkville is the Smallville podcast he does with Tom Welling. And there are many fantastic topics covered, but one thing that might get Smallville fans ready and pumped is that Michael has expressed interest in reprising his role for a Smallville movie, and that's a live action movie, not an animated movie, just like the animated sequel we talked about the other day, which we actually mentioned on the live stream on Friday this week. It was actually even better than hearing, oh, I would like to return to this project, I would like to return as Lex Luthor. He actually gave us like concrete ground to stand on, and I can totally see that Smallville animated TV show happening in the next like 5 years or so. I feel like it is a pretty solid project, but let's talk about this. So this is what Michael Rosenbaum had to say. I asked Tom Welling the other day if Smallville creators Al and Miles came to us and said, we got this great idea for a Smallville movie, we want you guys to get in shape for the next 2 months, and then we are going to go shoot this movie like a real finale. Obviously that's like a little jab at the actual Smallville finale. We were both like, yeah, if it was right, I think that would be dope. So many other shows are doing that, I would certainly consider it. He then goes on to say it would have to be something that again was grounded, but if Al and Miles did it and wanted to do a 1.5 hour movie, I think Tom and I, we'd all consider it. I think we'd have fun going back, but we'd have to really work to get back into these characters in that mindset because we're a lot older. Obviously Smallville finished a long time ago, kind of around, you know, the birth of the Arrowverse. Well, it was like the show that kicked it off. And so he goes on to say, but if you shave my head and put makeup on me, it still works. He could still be Lex Luthor. I think that's less of the issue. Obviously, Tom Welling can be like an older Superman and he can just be an older Lex Luthor. It will work as like a finale for Smallville. And so I find it interesting that Michael Rosenbaum has been so active and so open about returning as his Lex Luthor from Smallville and kind of being a real mouthpiece to kind of wake up the Smallville fans, to get them clamoring for these sequel shows or a sequel movie. Obviously that is an animated show and that's a live action movie. If obviously there is enough attention, enough want, maybe they can get the attention of Warner Brothers. Now this movie is in a different situation to the animated show because the animated show, they've got a real concept, they've got the backing of the 2 showrunners of the show, they've got the rest of the cast who are ready to come back whenever this animated project were to happen. But they've said now is not the right time for them to actually pitch this to Warner Brothers, but they believe it's a really strong project and they have a good concept, and when the time comes they could do the Smallville animated sequel. Whether it's adapting the Smallville comic book after the show ended, we don't know, but it could be a completely new story. But in regards to him talking about the live action movie and him talking to Tom Welling the other day about it, and both of them being like, yeah, we were totally down for a Smallville movie, almost like a real finale, seeing Tom Welling properly in his Superman suit for a good period of time, and they will consider it. Obviously now all of our questions are going to be, okay, are they too old? Like, is this going to be like truly believable? Are they going to try and de-age them? You know, like, how old are they supposed to be in this project? I think if it were to stay grounded like Smallville was, and if it were to still be, you know, like in the present day today, so it's actually been however many years it's been since Smallville ended. It's been 13 years since 2011 when that final Smallville episode came out in season 10. So it's been such a long time, but they have to set it like 13, 15 years after that finale and see where the characters are at. And I think fans of Smallville would totally love to see this. Let me know, what do you think about this down in the comments below. We're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic. Again, this is very interesting, still Smallville related. And so this is an article from Looper. I'll leave the link in the description below so you can go check out the article for yourself. The title is How the CW Almost Brought Back Smallville's Lex Luthor. So the long-running CW favourite Smallville isn't a traditional superhero adaptation. The DC series focuses on the youth of Clark Kent, played by Tom Welling, before he properly becomes Superman, helping around the titular town and encountering numerous major DC characters along the way. Obviously, Lex Luthor was heavily involved in that show, played by Michael Rosenbaum, who we're going to be talking more about now. So Mark Guggenheim, one of the minds behind the CW's sprawling DC franchise, the Arrowverse, revealed on Substack, which is like his newsletter, that he had actually hoped to score Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor for the entertaining, yet apparently confusing, according to Looper, Crisis on Infinite Earths crossover event. I don't know why they said that, but fair enough. So he says, I was eager to get Michael's Lex into the story if I could, so my brain started working on options that could be fit into the episodes that we were still shooting, he revealed, recalling that he tried to make a meeting happen between Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor and John Cryer. So that would have been an insane scene. I think lots of us were speculating at the time before Crisis came out, when they were actually filming or just before filming, that since Tom Welling was revealed to actually be in one episode, Michael Rosenbaum surely would be something that they were going after. But unfortunately, no such scene with Rosenbaum came to fruition. Looper says that seeing that Crisis on Infinite Earths was love letters to CW's DC history and other adaptations, Rosenbaum's Luthor would have been a perfect fit for it. Yeah, it's true, because the Arrowverse really was born out of Smallville, so obviously we always got to give big props to Smallville for kind of starting this on the WB and then moving over to the CW. And so definitely it was like a game changer for DC, it was a game changer for the CW at the time. It kind of put DC on the map in terms of TV at the time, and obviously the Arrowverse kind of sprouted out from there. And so I think out of the many Crisis on Infinite Earths cameos, that would have been a well-deserving one, and it's good to see Mark being so open about this. We know he's done a lot of talking recently, talking about a project with Brandon Routh that they discussed a while ago. That's not happening, there is no development on that, but it's nice to see him reminiscing and talking about the Arrowverse and the ideas he had back then. So he tried to get Michael Rosenbaum to return as Lex Luthor. Doesn't go into why he didn't actually end up coming. Don't know if it's to do with scheduling or Michael wasn't in the mood to come back to DC at that time. But now it seems Michael Rosenbaum is very, very open to returning as his Smallville Lex Luthor, and he's actively campaigning for it to happen, whether it's in a film form or in TV form, in the animated form as well. So hopefully you Smallville fans are excited. I'm very excited about the prospect of a movie or an animated sequel. I think something is going to happen in the next 5 years. It's just not going to be rushed, so don't expect it anytime soon. But at least I think the Smallville animated sequel is the most likely one. But I wanted to talk about the movie that he actually talked about, and the fact that him and Tom Welling are totally open to return if they were obviously proposed a good project by the showrunners of the show. And it feels like Michael wouldn't want to do any of this without the showrunners being involved. Potentially that's why he wasn't involved in Crisis. but we know Tom Welling showed up. We know Erica Durance was playing another character already, playing Kara's mum on Supergirl. So, you know, there was already Smallville crossovers in that. And there was a lot of cameos, so maybe they just didn't get time to fit Michael Rosenbaum's Lex Luthor in. We'll never know, I guess. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. It would really help this video get out there. Also subscribe and turn on notifications if you're new around here so you don't miss any videos. We've got lots of videos up on the channel. We've been uploading nearly daily right now. We live stream every Thursday at 10 PM UK time, so come join us this week. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Click on the top right corner of the screen to watch my latest video, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.
I see red.